G'day guys and welcome to the channel. I'm Wobbles and we're here today with another 10 trade turnaround. In today's episode we're going to be doing the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts finished 4-12 in real life and left a lot to be desired in the AFC South. Now they are unfortunate in having Andrew Luck, their 90 overall quarterback, injured for the whole season, but with a very poor offensive line, their offense was going to struggle anyway. So let's get into it and look at the team. Alright guys, before we look at the team, we're going to go with Frank Reich as the head coach for this turnaround. Frank recently got hired after Chuck Pagano was fired, so we're going to be rocking and rolling with him as our coach. Looking at the offensive side of the ball, we're fortunate enough to have injuries turned off, so Andrew Luck will be our quarterback for the entire time. We're going to look to upgrade the offensive line. Everyone except Anthony Costanzo will be gone. Jack Doyle at tight end will probably stay. And we're going to be looking to upgrade the running back and the wide receiver position. I'd like to keep Frank Gore on the team just based on the fact that he's a legend and I'd like to try and get him to a Super Bowl, but at this stage we'll just see how we go. The wide receivers behind T.Y. Hilton leave a lot to be desired and we'll look to upgrade there. On the defensive side of the ball, apart from Jabal Sheard and Al Woods, there isn't a whole lot of firepower, so we really just need to retool the whole defense, starting with the middle linebacker and right outside linebacker position, our corners, our ends, our free safety. We're going to look to give this defense a whole new makeover. Alright, and with that being said, before we hit the trades, I'd just like to ask if you like what you see in this video. I have two more videos. I've done the Cleveland Browns and I've also done New York Giants, so go check them out, and also feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Let's hit the trades. Alright guys, after all the trades, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that the team is definitely looking better. On the offensive side of the ball, we got Josh Sitton, Rodney Hudson, Gabe Jackson and Marcus Cannon to add with Anthony Costanzo to make a very solid offensive line with no one below a B grade. I would have liked to have got another wide receiver, but Mohamed Sanu adds a little bit more with T.Y. Hilton and Dante Moncrief. We went and got the big dog David Johnson to lead our running back attack, and paired with Frank Gore we should have a very good rushing attack this season. On the defensive side of the ball, we switched to a 3-4. We picked up Chris Long, we moved Jonathan Hankins into DT, and we got Joey Bosa as another big trader. And we picked up Joey Bosa as one of our big trades. Another one of our big trades was adding Bobby Wagner into our middle linebacker position, as well as Navarro Bowman, to pretty much create the best inside linebacker tandem in the league. We also picked up Devin McCourty and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie to bolster the secondary. Overall, I think we've had a fairly decent amount of trades, and I think we'll be in a good stead to make a playoff run. And here we go. Well, we've done it guys. We have successfully made the playoffs. We finished with a 10-6 record, and with a couple of confidence boosters it's safe to say we did really well. David Johnson up to a 99 overall. Defensively, Bobby Wagner has a 1-point upgrade to make him 99 overall as well. Let's check out our stats. Finishing 10-6 was good enough to get us second in the AFC South behind the Jaguars, who finished 11-5. Andrew Luck had 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Fairly solid season considering he didn't have much help in the receiving aspect of things, and only got sacked 39 times, which is a lot less than what he would have gotten in real life. On the rushing end of things, the two-headed attack of David Johnson and Frank Gore absolutely beasted the league. Johnson posting nearly 1,500 yards at 4.7 yards a carry and 19 touchdowns. And old man Frank Gore had 570 yards and 13 touchdowns. On the receiving front, we had no 1,000 yards receivers, with Sanu posting 780 and 5, Moncrief getting 960 and 4, Jack Doyle chipping in with 665 and 6, and T.Y. Hilton getting pretty much 905. David Johnson also had another 300 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Defensively, Bobby Wagner led our team with 111 tackles, had 2.5 sacks and 6 interceptions. That's almost Defensive Player of the Year right there, I think. Tackles for loss, we had Jonathan Hankins had 13. Sack-wise, Chris Long had 10. Joey Bosa let us down a bit with only 7 sacks. Hankins had 4.5, so did John Simon. Jabal Sheard only had 4 as well. So a couple of big guns on the defensive front only got a small amount of sacks, but we definitely got some turnovers. We had 6 intercepts from Bobby Wagner, 2 intercepts from Quincy Wilson and Devin McCourty. Bowman, Farley, Cromartie and Melvin all had 1 each. Forced fumbles. Oh, we've got a few there as well. Rogers Cromartie had 2, Melvin had 2, Chris Long had 2, Jabal Sheard had 2, and this guy, Desire, had 2 as well, with a few other players getting 1 as well. So we definitely turned the ball over a lot, and that would have definitely helped get us our winning record. As we move into the awards, Tom Brady got MVP. I love Dave Johnson. Coach of the Year. Hey, Frank Reich, first year coach of the Colts, went 10-6, got 9th Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, we had David Johnson at 6. Defensive Player of the Year to Justin Houston. Bobby Wagner at 10 with 6 intercepts, it's a bit unlucky. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had Quincy Wilson at 4. Nobody else. Best quarterback, Andrew Luck snuck in at 9. Best running back, jeez, Dion Lewis must have a beast season to beat out David Johnson. Not gonna have any receivers. Offensive lineman, Rodney Hudson coming at 3, Josh Sitton at 6. Defensive lineman, nobody. Bobby Wagner got 3rd for linebacker of the year. No defensive backs. And old man Adam Vinatieri, seems like he's going on forever, got 3rd for best kicker of the year. And we've done it. We have beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars, and as you can see by the news, we got 5 sacks in the win. We now play the Patriots, who in the Giants rebuild gave us a bit of trouble. Look at the wildcard against the Colts. Wow. Defense really stepped
Alright
up.
guys, and now let's jump into this wildcard match against the Jaguars and see if we can get the win.
Andrew Luck did his job, no turnovers, 1 touchdown on 156 yards. We had 3 rushing touchdowns. David Johnson had almost 101. Andrew Luck had 1 on 40 yards, and Frank Gore had exactly the same, 1 touchdown on 40 yards. Receiving, Sanu had our only touchdown on 67 yards, and everyone else was fairly quiet. Defensively though, Farley led the team with 9 tackles. We had Chris Long leading the way with 2.5 sacks. Bosa and Wagner got a sack each, and Jabal Shear getting a half a sack. Interceptions, Farley had 2 intercepts as well, and Rogers, Cromartie and Navarro Bowman had 1 as well. Let's hope this defense can keep balling out like this against the New England Patriots. And we've lost to the Patriots 27-21. It's always tough to beat Tom in the playoffs, especially after getting another MVP award. Let's just check out the stats quickly. Oh, it went to overtime, so we really gave them a bit of trouble. 14 points in the last quarter to force it to overtime. We just couldn't get the job done. Yep, Andrew Luck turned the ball over once with an intercept. Took 5 sacks as well, so the Patriots pass rush obviously gave us a bit of trouble as well. On the rushing end of things, David Johnson once again 90 odd yards and a touchdown, with Frank Gore getting 2 touchdowns on 17 yards. Receiving, T.Y. Hilton, after being basically invisible in the first wildcard game, had 100 yards, and Moncrief and Sanu both posting 70 yards. Defensively, Farley led our team with 11 tackles again, with Chris Long getting another 2 sacks and Joey Bosa only getting 1. You've really got to sack Tom Brady in the playoffs if you want to beat him. And no intercepts as well. So after going 4-12 in real life, we managed to turn the Colts around into a 10-6 divisional team. I consider that a successful turnaround. However, I would really like to win the Super Bowl one of these days. And that's it, guys. Once again, if you liked this video, go check out the Browns and the Giants rebuilds. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. I'm going to be pumping a few of these out whenever I can. So, with that being said, I'm Wobbles. I'll see you later.